Have you ever witnessed a moment so shocking, so unexpected, that it completely changed your perspective on life? Well, this is one of those stories. Imagine a poor, struggling student, one who's been pushed to their limits, being humiliated in front of their classmates for something entirely beyond their control. A moment so intense that it makes everyone in the room uncomfortable. Now, imagine the room freezing in a moment of sheer disbelief as none other than Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur, walks in. Sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But what happens next is a life-changing event that holds a powerful lesson for all of us. This story isn't just about a teacher, a student, and a billionaire. It's about empathy, perseverance, and the extraordinary power of standing up for what's right. We'll explore how one simple act of kindness and a twist of fate completely turned this student's life around in ways they could never have imagined. Let's rewind for a moment. Picture a small, modest classroom in an underfunded school. The desks are worn and the walls are faded. Students in this classroom come from families struggling to make ends meet. This isn't a place where dreams are nurtured. It's a place where survival often takes precedence over ambition. For one particular student, Jake, this was his harsh reality. A quiet, bright boy with big dreams, but very little to work with. He lived with his single mother, who worked long hours at multiple jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. Buying books, or even a proper school uniform was a luxury they couldn't afford. Despite the odds, Jake worked tirelessly, often studying by the dim light of a street lamp when their electricity was cut off. His dedication didn't go unnoticed by his classmates, but it also didn't escape the critical eyes of one particular teacher whose views on success were rigid and unyielding. One day, during a routine math lesson, the teacher decided to make an example out of Jake. "Why don't you have your homework done?" she asked, her voice cutting through the air, silencing the entire room. Jake, already feeling the weight of his struggles, stammered, I didn't have time last night." The teacher, not showing an ounce of compassion, smirked and said, "Or maybe you were just too lazy. If you can't even manage this, how do you expect to go anywhere in life?" The words hit Jake like a ton of bricks, and the class erupted into nervous laughter. It was a moment of intense humiliation for Jake, but little did anyone know, someone was about to walk through that door who would change everything. This wasn't just another bad day for Jake. It was a snapshot of the reality many underprivileged kids face every single day, being dismissed or judged for circumstances beyond their control. It's a harsh and often unforgiving reality. But what happened next proved that even in the darkest moments, light can shine through. Imagine the room falling silent as Jake stood there, humiliated in front of everyone. The teacher's words echoed, "You'll never succeed if you can't even complete basic homework." Jake's hands trembled, and his eyes lowered in shame. His classmates' muffled laughter pierced the silence. But this wasn't just embarrassment. For Jake, it was a moment that reinforced every fear he had about his future. Would he ever escape this cycle of poverty? Would anyone ever believe in him? But then, a knock on the door shattered the tension, and everything changed. The classroom went still as everyone turned to look. Enter Elon Musk, the billionaire founder of Tesla and SpaceX, who had arrived for a surprise visit as part of a community outreach program. His presence was so powerful, it seemed to command the entire room. The teacher froze mid-sentence, unsure of what to do, and the class stared in shock. What was Elon Musk doing in their small, modest classroom? At first, no one knew why he was there or what he wanted. But his eyes immediately fell on Jake, and the entire atmosphere in the room shifted. Elon Musk, known for his calm demeanor and laser-sharp focus, was now in front of them. Without hesitation, he asked, "What's going on here?" His voice was calm but probing. Jake, still shaken, hesitated for a moment, but eventually opened up about his struggles. He shared his challenges, his lack of resources, the struggles with his home life, and his desire to succeed despite the obstacles. As Jake spoke, there was something in Musk's eyes, a spark of recognition. It was as if he saw something in Jake that no one else had noticed. The potential that had been overlooked by his classmates, the teacher, and perhaps even himself. The teacher stood awkwardly to the side, unsure of how to respond, but what Musk did next left everyone speechless. Rather than reprimanding Jake or continuing the lesson, Musk turned to the class and said, Success isn't about where you come from. It's about what you do with what you have. His words resonated deeply with everyone in the room. Musk continued, offering Jake something that would change his life forever. He offered to sponsor Jake's education, providing the resources he needed, such as books, internet access, and a personal mentor to guide him. For Jake, this wasn't just an offer. It was the lifeline he never thought he would receive. A chance to break free from the circumstances that had held him back for so long. But that wasn't all Musk had planned. He had one more surprise up his sleeve. Elon Musk's actions didn't just impact Jake. They inspired the entire class and even the teacher. The students were motivated to strive harder in their studies. The teacher reconsidered her approach to education, and the school, once overlooked, started to receive attention from the community. Imagine Jake now, not the shy, insecure student, but someone who stood tall with confidence, ready to take on the world. The effect was profound. Jake's transformation wasn't just about academic success. It was about how belief in someone, when no one else does, can spark a revolution in their life. This wasn't just Jake's victory. It was a victory for empathy, kindness, and the power of second chances. Fast forward to Jake's future, where Musk's intervention propelled him to achieve his dreams. Picture Jake years later, standing on a stage as a tech innovator, telling his story to an audience that is in awe of his resilience. With Musk's continued mentorship, Jake not only succeeded but also made it his mission to give back to his community, helping others like him find their own path to success. Jake's story became a beacon of hope for thousands of kids in similar situations, a reminder that one moment of kindness can change everything. And for the teacher, this experience reshaped her perspective. She learned that compassion and understanding are just as important as discipline and structure. The students who once laughed at Jake now saw him as someone destined for greatness. And Jake? He saw himself as someone worthy of success. This story is more than just about a poor student and a billionaire. It's about how a single moment of belief can change everything. Elon Musk didn't just offer financial support, he showed Jake, and everyone in that room, the importance of recognizing potential where others see failure. It's a lesson we can all take to heart. Sometimes, all someone needs is a little faith to unleash their greatness. Here's the part that no one expected. Jake didn't just excel in school. He went on to develop a groundbreaking renewable energy project that caught the world's attention. The boy who once studied under a street lamp now works alongside Elon Musk himself, contributing to cutting-edge innovations that could change the future. This wasn't just a victory for Jake. It was a ripple effect that touched everyone involved. The teacher learned the value of compassion over criticism. The school received the resources it desperately needed, and Jake's story became a beacon of hope for countless others facing similar challenges. At its core, this story reminds us of a simple truth. No dream is too big, and no background too humble for someone to achieve greatness, if they're given the chance. The question is, are we willing to be the ones who offer that chance? This story was about more than just a student and a billionaire. It was about resilience, opportunity, and the transformative power of belief. We saw how Jake's journey began in hardship, how Elon Musk's unexpected intervention turned his life around, and how one act of kindness can create a ripple effect of change. It's a powerful reminder that behind every struggling individual is untapped potential, waiting for someone to recognize it. Whether it's in a classroom, a workplace, or a community, we all have the power to lift others up and inspire greatness. So, the next time you see someone facing challenges, ask yourself, what can I do to make a difference? Maybe it's a kind word, a small gesture, or just believing in them when no one else does. Sometimes, that's all it takes to change a life forever.